Yeah, let's talk about Nutcracker. This isn't the first time you've taken this show
No,
on.
the Cincinnati Ballet does another version of mine. They've been doing it almost for 9, 10 years now. So this is the second.
But this is not a restaging of
No.
Cincinnati.
No. It's a different design, number one, different concept. There are the only similarities in style, because it's me, but it is a different
Yeah, it's the same
Nutcracker.
story.
Same story, but it approached, exactly, and approached differently. But
Although the advertising copy says this is unlike any Nutcracker you've ever seen before, full of surprises.
there are surprises. Even I'm surprised. I look at what's going. I'm surprised how well it's going. So it's number one.
Well, it's a good company.
Yeah, they're willing to try anything, which is great. Even if it's a stupid request, they'll even try it, and they'll laugh and go, "Well, that didn't work." At least they try. So, but it's been a great group to work with.
And you've got a really strong company of young dancers, which you need for Nutcracker.
Yes. And I'm also making it so it's challenging to them too, so that it's something that each year they'll get better and better and better. I'm really making it very difficult for them.
Good.
And they're all trying, and they're all different rhythms and different, not just a square beat and stuff. And they're first they thought I was crazy, but now all of a sudden they're getting it very easily. So,
That's great. Well, and there is, and I don't want to dwell too much on this, but there is that progression from kid at the party to the mouse to the
Right.
and right up to the soldier.
Right.
And hopefully some of these kids will make the full
Well,
trip.
I do say to a lot of the girls that this is, you have to stay in line, because when you do snow or flowers, you've got to learn how to look and watch, and you can't be, so it is a learning experience for them, and it is a preparation for the future, hopefully, for them.
Now, you do an interesting blend in some of your works that I've watched between modern and classical ballet.
Right.
And it sounds like when you're working the classical ballet, you're as concerned that it be perfect, which is what you look for in classical.
Right. Well, it's in most of what I do, you do need a classical technique, and in order to distort that or make it different or invent new things, you still have to have that in your strong base, classical base. You still have to turn out, unless I tell you to turn in, but there are aspects of it that you really, really need to have a strong base in order to take it any further.
Yeah.
So yes.
Now, one of the differences between Nutcracker and other shows, a lot of times you get the sense that the dancers are not marking, but they're partners. Today you're partnering with, and there's the chemistry is missing. Is that something that?
It shouldn't, if, again, going back to character study, and you're doing this because of this, and in choreographing where you look, that's not a mystery, and who you're looking at, who you're performing for, whether the Sugar Plum Fairy and the Cavalier, are they dancing together, are they dancing for Marie and the audience, or they look at Drosselmeyer here, and why, so it really is spelled out, so hopefully you won't have that.
Well, I thought you probably would be approaching that differently.
It's got to be fresh every night, like it's being done for the first time, and that's got to be stressed.
I imagine that's going to be good for the dancers, because this is a money maker. I mean, let's face it.
Because I've been performing Nutcracker straight for 35 years.
Yeah.
I'm still in the San Francisco Valley one, the third version, and I get angry myself at some of the younger dancers, and I will step in and go, and I'll say the same thing. This is important. It's important for the audience, and many times it's the first time these audience members are coming to see ballet, because it is a different audience. And this is where you want to grab them and get them interested in, as children, to see the other performances. So it's, you cannot let your guard down where you're performing this. You're doing a lot of performances, but it's got to be high energy. So, absolutely.
It's a gateway ballet.
Yes, it's important.
Yeah. Well, and you see it in the audience. I mean, there are going to be rows of little girls in tutus and tiaras.
And you want those families to come back over and over and over. Tradition. You don't want to scare them away.
Exactly.
You want them to come back.
Exactly.
And those children want to bring their children later in life. And so it is very important.